have entered a world where it is getting increasingly more difficult to determine truth from falsehood. Swarm AI answers that call. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, and all my financial warriors. We are here back again to discuss DeFi, decentralized finance, and how we can leverage this global system or put ourselves in the middle of the system in order to make generational wealth, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to teach you how to be your own bank. I am going to teach you how to be your own international monetary exchange. I am going to teach you how to be your own hedge fund. I am going to teach you how to run a multi-billion-dollar corporation all by yourself with AI agents as your employees. They don't need a vacation. They don't need a promotion. They don't need a smoke break. They don't come to work with an attitude. So you see, now is the time of the great separation. So if you are here, you already have an inkling on how not to get left behind, ladies and gentlemen. So that's right. This is the Pinnacle once again, and we are going to do this thing, and we are focusing on Swarm AI, ladies and gentlemen, which allows us to tell truth from falsehood. And today, we have got our coins, and we are doing our thing. But before we get underway, I want to give you guys some tools. And of course, one of the first tools, ladies and gentlemen, is not to get SIM swapped. If you get SIM swapped, you will literally have to watch yourself get robbed, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. What happens is they get a hold of your SIM, they convince the company, or either they have an inside man at the phone company, they get your SIM, they put it into their device, their phone, and they immediately lock you out of your account. And they start changing passwords. They change your emails. You're locked out of your bank account. You wake up one morning and your phone doesn't seem to be working. So you can't even make a phone call because they have control of all your accounts, and they even have control of your phone, ladies and gentlemen. Now that price is way too high to pay, especially if you're an investor, to actually sit there and not be able to call anyone, not even Ghostbusters. You know, because you got a ghost in your phone, you got a ghost in your account, and there's nobody you can call, and you literally have to sit there and watch yourself, you know, all of your crypto accounts taken over, you know, and that's what happens. So protect yourself with private cell service, ladies and gentlemen, because if you don't have a SIM, you can't be SIM swapped. So Kate was built from the ground up with privacy and security at its core. We ask less, we track less, you get more, ladies and gentlemen. So let's just take a quick look at what the official people have to say.
This is you. It may not look like much, but your data paints a clear picture of everything you've done on your cell phone, going back years. And cell phone carriers are continuously tracking, selling, and losing your information all day, every day. Well, at Kate, we wanted to offer something different. As America's privacy-first mobile carrier, we provide premium and unlimited call, text, and data just like the other guys. But we only collect the bare minimum, very much unlike the other guys. And we take it further by destroying any call metadata after just one day, instead of years. Plus, with our proprietary identifier rotation feature, we rotate your network ID daily, so you look like a different person each day. When you use Cape, this could be you, or not you. We'd have no way of knowing. Switch to Cape and protect yourself with private cell service.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm not going to harp on that, but it's something that you need to do, because until you do, you are basically an accident waiting to happen, ladies and gentlemen. And it is too big of a risk to take. And second up on the list, of course, we have Caleb M. Brown, which is your crypto broker. And all my referral link for all of these things will be down in the description below, because this is how you keep yourself safe, ladies and gentlemen. So Caleb and Brown is in Australia. And if you know anything about Australia, they have the most stringent financial regulations and laws. So this is a place where you can place your crypto, or a significant portion. I'm placing a significant portion of my treasury into Caleb and Brown. So I don't have to worry about being hacked. I don't have to worry about my crypto legends. It is safe at all times. I can withdraw it anytime I want, and it is insured by fire blocks. And you can put hundreds of thousands, millions in here, and you'll be able to sleep easy. But it is your personal brokerage, your personal crypto brokerage. You help clients, they buy, sell, swap cryptocurrencies, 24/7 human support, one-to-one. There's a broker assigned to you, safe, of course, battle tested. You could put your XRP in here. You could put your, BTC in here, your SUI, all of the popular stuff, ladies and gentlemen. XLM, even Canton. I play some Canton coin in my account today. And of course, Ethereum. But you got your crypto broker, and this, if you're serious about your journey, if you're serious about your investments, and if you're looking to get generational wealth, I mean, you could put hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars in here. And, this just makes you more legal, more transparent, so that, you can take documents that you get from here when it's tax time, and you can easily give it to your CPA that understands crypto. And it's just going to set you on the right path, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to your crypto, especially if you're a person that has a full plate. If you have a full plate, you can pretty much put your investments over here, or like I said, a significant portion of your treasury, and you can sleep easy knowing that you won't be hacked or any of the stuff that comes with manual. You can kind of delegate a lot of the responsibility for your portfolio into something like Caleb and Brown. And next up on the list, of course, we've got Uphold. I use Uphold pretty much as my neo bank, where not only do I buy, sell crypto in Uphold, but I also use it as my savings account, where I know that the money that I put in, and not only is it safe, I use it as a custodian. And not only is my money safe, but they don't loan my money out like banks do. Because when you put money in the bank, that's why it's so hard to get your money out of the bank. If you want 10,000 or more, good luck with that. They're gonna take you through it. You may not even be able to get your money. They may tell you, no, go get a letter. Why do you need this money? And with Uphold, I can put $10,000, $20,000 in there, and I can move it anytime I want, no questions asked, because it's my money, and they do not loan it out. That money sits there, ladies and gentlemen. So unlike a bank, they do not loan your money out. And then, of course, you've got KRAKEN, and you have MEXC here. Of course, now MEXC just did a recent update, and now I used to have it in the sense where I was able to utilize it without KYCing, but ever since they did this new update, ladies and gentlemen, we no longer have that ability, and we have to KYC. Unfortunately, if you're in the Americas, among other places, but especially if you are one of the people that are in the Americas, they do not serve that location. So what do we do about that, ladies and gentlemen? Well, one of the workarounds that you can apply, ladies and gentlemen, that I myself am applying, is the use of the Palau ID, ladies and gentlemen. It is a digital ID that basically is ID verification for check-in, boarding, rental, to be able to KYC into digital exchanges and DEXs, whether it is centralized exchanges, decentralized. 180 days stay per entry. That means you can actually go to Palau and you can actually stay there, and it all depends on how much you want to, but you can actually use this while still being in your place and sign up with a digital signature utilizing this, and the choice of citizens from 151 countries. So basically, this is going to open up a whole new arena of opportunities for you in the digital landscape of decentralized finance, because a lot of places like Gate.io, KuCoin, now MEXC, the original Binance, because there's two Binance. There's the real Binance, and then there's the Binance that people use in America, which actually isn't Binance, but they let them use their name, so they kind of franchise it out. But this will actually open up the arena for you to be able to gain access to those places where you normally would not have access. So therefore, it's going to open up an entirely new thing here. And basically, you become a digital resident of Palau. You know, Tim Draper uses it, Vitalik, the guy who created Ethereum. And this is all the things. So I myself just signed up for this. And once I get my ID, I probably will have a referral. I'm going to try and get a referral for you guys. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have to wait on me. You can just go right here as you see the URL here, rns.id. And you can go in here and you can sign up for that. You know, if you are locked out of some opportunities. You know, it's just a good thing to have in your tool belt, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, let's get to exactly why we are here, ladies and gentlemen. And we are here to talk today about Swarm AI. Now, as you can see here on Swarm AI, swarmnetwork.ai, you can clearly see it says, verify anything, reveal nothing. The world's first privacy-preserving Oracle layer turned arbitrary data into verifiable on-chain logic in real time without exposing it. Now, you can go here and you can look at this. I'm not going to read this whole thing to you, ladies and gentlemen. You can go, I'm actually just want to show you the site itself. So real-world event triggers, you can interpret data, you can verify data, ladies and gentlemen, because as we all know, it's getting harder and harder to tell what is AI and what is not. So you can actually go and you can use this on Twitter and or X and other places. You can lease it out, you know, and you can buy an agent license, and you will have access to this. Now today, I leased my my AI agent out to the company itself because this thing is so successful that the company did not have enough compute power themselves in order to actualize some of the services. So what they actually do is they actually pay you in a token if you lease it back to the company. And that's what I have done. And I received some tokens previously, a couple of $100 worth. And today I just received another couple of $100 worth. And we're going to take a look at the token. And this is called the Truth token, ladies and gentlemen. It is at 0.009, so it is almost 1 cent, ladies and gentlemen. It is within 24 hours, it is up 2.2%. And if we go over here to info, you can see it is on the SUI blockchain. I personally believe that SUI will actually jump ahead of Solana at some point, because it's the same team that was working with Facebook. They stayed together. They came out. They created their own programming language, and they came up with SUI, which is actually performs even a lot better than Solana. So yeah. So if you go here, and you can go over here to Twitter. If we click on here, and we go to Twitter. If I were you, I would go over to Twitter, and I would actually start following. I would start following them, but they just recently came out with what they call the Vault, which is an agentic infra for the future, new secrets for agents at runtime. You know, so you go there and you simply, it'll take you back to where we were, which is swarmnetwork.ai, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's actually go to the where is it, ladies and gentlemen? There we are. Let's actually go inside the wallet, ladies and gentlemen, and let's go into the browser inside the wallet. Now, I'm hoping that they will allow me to show this, you know, because a lot of times, because of security measures, they don't allow us to show a lot of things. But you see that 286 right there. I just received that today. You see, I got 284 there in Swarm Network token. So if we go here to the app, ladies and gentlemen, and we simply click on this one here. Now this is the license. All right. Now here on my dashboard, you see I have 0 boost, and the time has ended because I just went through the process of, you know, leasing my agent out. And this is where you will buy your agent. And I've already claimed my rewards. As you can see, I claimed my rewards there, which is why I have that money in the wallet. Now, what they're doing here, it says license leasing. And I can lease this portal I could lease it for 6 months, 12 months, or 18 months. Now, I probably won't pick 18 months because a lot of stuff happens in DeFi in 18 months. 18 months in the real world is like is like 6, 8, maybe even 10 years in the real world. You know what I'm saying? So things happen very quickly. So if I do lease it back out again, I haven't made that determination yet. I'm trying to see if selling my agent is an option, but I don't know if I'm going to do that because I think I like having this, and I think I like getting these free tokens, But yeah, as it says here, projected potential LR is 64% if I lease it out, ladies and gentlemen. So that's pretty cool. So there's the 6 month there. And that's what I just went through, and I got my rewards from that. And here's my transaction history where I got all of the claims for the token, ladies and gentlemen. So this is what it looks like when you buy your agent license, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, you're able to also call it forth inside of things like Twitter and things like that. So if we go back here and now we go over. Now they've got this one here, which is the staking Swarm Network AI. Now the tokens that I got today, I can actually bring them in here because as you can see, my wallet is connected. I can actually bring them in here and start staking. But you see, the season that just concluded, the staking season has concluded. So they said they're thanking everybody that participated in the first round and stay connected for the next season. So I can actually wait until they announce the next season, and I can stake this for a few months here. So I think I may very well wait for that, ladies and gentlemen. But this is where the staking will actually take place. And if you don't want to do any of that, you can simply go back into your wallet and you can swap these out for whatever SUI, take it, whatever, change them out to something else. If you just wanted to cash out, you could do that, But I think I'm actually going to wait for the staking aspect, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, I just wanted to remind you is to make sure that you get into AI. Make sure, as you can see, I got OpenClaw there. I got the Claude thing. I got Abacus AI. So the link for Abacus and certain AI things, especially, my referral for Swarm AI will be down in the description below along with the other things. And you will be able to do your thing. So as Raoul Pal said, if you guys know Raoul Pal, you should know him. As a matter of fact, if we go on YouTube right here, I'm just going to show you who he is so that you can know basically who to listen to in the who's who of what's going on here. So let me see if I got a matter of fact, here
going to jail. You couldn't say.
And this is Raoul Pal right here. And this is his channel. So Raoul Pal, the journeyman. So this is one of the key guys to listen to. He's in the same higher echelon of investment and finance of people like Arthur Hayes. If you want to know how to make your next million, you listen to people like Raoul Pal and Arthur Hayes. And there's a few others, of course, but those are like my top two. I also like my man Andy Sheckman. He's not really a crypto guy per se. He's with Franklin Mills, gold. He's a gold guy, but he knows a heck of a lot about crypto. I've learned things about crypto from Andy Sheckman of Franklin Mills that I didn't even learn from crypto people. So these are the people that you need to learn from, and these are the things that you need to do, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, I'm going to leave you in the words of peace and prosperity, ladies and gentlemen. And you guys already know we are here to get this generational crypto. And if you have any questions, leave them down in the description below, and I will get to them, ladies and gentlemen. So until then, keep studying, keep moving forward. We are here to do three things. We are here to get the money, to grow the money, and to keep the money. And it gets harder and harder as you go along. This is why we do the compound interest, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue to do our thing and go on ahead and get this crypto.